Good evening. Hello everybody, hope you're all well. Let's make sure everything is behaving as it should. Hey Stevie, welcome in. Hey Sticky Moss, hope you're good as well. Luke is in as well. Evening mate. Can you all hear me okay? Should be alright. Should be okay. Let's see what's going on. Pez is in. Hello, Pezza. You can't hear me, Luke. Thanks. Good to know. Now, we have a good race in store for you tonight. Thanks, Stevie. We've got P1R versus ART. Give everyone a second to get in. Lodge, yeah, I know. Spoiler alert, supposed to have Pezza in on comms with me today as well, but for some reason it just wouldn't work. But yeah, that's technology for you. So yeah, let's see what we got going on. P1R guys are all getting checked in. Nice livery we have here on the Ferrari. Give everyone a minute. Get signed in. Quali's going to be in about 10 minutes time. So we've got a few minutes to chill before we get into that. Petrol is in as well. Hello Petrol, welcome along. Good luck to your team tonight. Do we have any of the ART lads in? Oh, there we go. Urban Fire just joined. So what do we have in store for you tonight? Let's have a look and see. So tonight's the last round, or the last match of the match day one. We've had some good racing over the weekend. Started last Tuesday, I believe, with TNR and DTR. And here we're now ending on Monday with P1R, last year's champions, and the Amigos racing team, ART. So we've got the Ferrari 458 Italia Group 4 around Mount Panorama. 21 laps. 3 times fuel, 3 times tyres, no mandatory pit stops. Refueling speed 10 litres a second. I'm going to say 1 litre a second, that'd be painfully slow. Afternoon 5 times progression, custom weather, Don't believe it rains in Mount Panorama. I'd be proven wrong there. And all racing tyres available. We need racing soft, racing medium and racing hard for the race tonight. So going to be some interesting strategies across 21 laps of the Mount Panorama circuit. Our driver lineup for P1R, we have France, we have P1R Jake, P1R Slammer, P1R Old Banger, got Sartell and Unfazed, and then for ART we've Jinner Quinney, Kyle Games Drums, RA Toby, ART Lango, Matt237 and CJ MR53. So yeah, some interesting lineups, strong teams. Obviously, as I said, P1R being the champions from last year, have a lot going on. We got the tired old Tiger coming in, repping for ART tonight. Welcome in, Tiger. Best of luck to your team. Might get dark. Oh, that's a good point actually, Pezza. If only you were on comms with me to say that. Rain is banned, it's hard enough in the dry. Stop now, Luke, stop. Where did they get the team rating from, Stiggy Moss? So, I believe they're the ratings from last year's finishing positions, Stiggy. So, P1R being 94, obviously won the championship last year. I believe some of the AHR teams are 91, 92 as well. So, yeah. Mr. Hills, well, if it isn't Earl Grey Potato. How are you, Hills? Welcome in. So, yeah. That's the crack with the... We'll go back to the settings then for a minute. So that's the crack tonight with the drivers. As I said, Group 4 Ferrari. Going to be an interesting race. We have about 5 minutes until quali starts. So we'll do a quick look at the liveries tonight. So P1R with a nice baby blue and red Ferrari. Very nice. If one of the P1R team in chat can give credit to whoever came up with that livery, it's a nice one. Do we have anyone on track from ART? I don't believe so. So yeah, going to be an interesting race. Obviously, this is Mount Panorama is a daily race this week as well. So, but this is in Group 3, I believe. Going to be a tough one. Very technical, top of the hill. Then a couple of long straights and big overtaking opportunities. So, be interesting to see now how it all goes. Everyone getting to know each other in the chat. We'll take another look at our drivers tonight. Strong teams from both sides. Going to be an interesting quali. So for those of you that maybe haven't been watching any of the races so far this year, quali has changed slightly from last year. So we've got a one-shot hot lap instead of running for 10 minutes and getting whatever time you can. So everyone gets one out lap and a hot lap to set their time. You can, once you've set your one hot lap, you can't go again, but you can quit a lap if it's not going well and come back out again. So we have an ART car out on track as well. Nice yellow and black livery with a bit of blue in there as well. Very nice. Again, anyone ART in the chat that wants to give credit to whoever made that livery, work away. Very nice. So yeah, only a couple more minutes. We'll get quali underway. Quali's been interesting. The last couple of matches, as I said, saw one of the races last night and it was about to rain, so quali was over within 2 minutes. So yeah, interesting. Captain Howdy's in. How are you? Howdy Rock, howdy chat. Hey Captain Howdy. Welcome along. So a few of the ART guys out on track now as well. Toby's there. CJ's there. Be interesting to see now what way the racing goes. But yeah, this is the final race of match day 1. So this first week of racing on the CTC. And again, slight change in the format as well in terms of who races who. So it's a Swiss tournament format. So at the end of this week of races, all the teams will be ranked based on points. And Jaeger will do a second draw, and we'll all know who we're racing. So it'll place like teams against like teams, give everybody a chance to score some points. So yeah, a couple of changes from this, or from last year's CTC into this year, but it's good. Good to shake things up a little bit. Unfazed is in as well. Good luck to you as well, Unfazed. We'll get going now in a minute, I'd say. Not much going on in our cockpits for this. So far, France has the fastest lap, 2:13.6 from practice. But again, we're just after ticking over into 8:15 now, so I'd say quali's going to be starting in any minute. So once again, for those who maybe arrived a little bit late, we've got the Ferrari 458 around Mount Panorama for 21 laps. 3 times tyres, 3 times fuel. No mandatory pit stops, but we do have 3 mandatory tyres, soft, mediums and hards. Custom weather. And it's going to get dark. Starting afternoon, 5 times progression. So nighttime over the hill will definitely be interesting. And then both driver lineups. As I said, we've France K for P1R, P1R Jake, Slammer, Old Banger, Sorty, and Unfazed. And then on the ART side, we've got Jinner Quinney, Kyle, Toby, Lango, Matt, CJMR. I do apologise if I'm saying any of those names incorrectly, but that's the way it goes. Now we're going to get the quali underway. Right, we're about to get started. Everyone's in, nice liveries. And qualifying is about to begin. Just Quinney. Okay, good to know. Now we'll see what everyone does in terms of their one shot. Sorty is straight out. First on track. So for those of you that would have watched CTC last year, you'd remember that both teams would take it in turns. So every team was hosting a go out first, and they would give a 30-second gap, and then the visiting team would follow them out afterwards, and you'd do as many laps as you liked. But as I said, this year we've a one-shot qualifying, so do your outlap, create your gaps as much as you like, and then you got one shot to get a hot lap in. Once you've set that hot lap, quit to the pits, that's it, you can't go out again. So it's whether do you go out with someone. In this case, we can see a couple of the P1R guys going out together. Do you go out with them and try and get the benefit of some slip, some team running, or do you wait and set your time a little bit later? As I said, with the race yesterday in what track was it at? Was it at Topless? And it was going to rain. Started raining at the beginning, so it was a case of whoever got out first had the driest track, set the lap. So we'll stay with Sorty. He's going to set the first lap, unless he backs off a bit, and yeah, we'll go from there. Everyone's on their soft tyres anyway, nobody's made a mistake. Nope, all good. Slip us off in quali. Again, Pezza, if you were here with me, you could have said that. But good to have you in the chat, you can keep me honest. There's our photographer, getting a good shot. He's on the payroll. And Sorty crosses the line to start the first flying lap. We're right on board. Yeah, exactly, Pezza. It's not your fault that I couldn't figure it out. It was 100% my fault. And this is as we approach turn 2. Tough one to get right. Uses up all the width of the track. And now starts to climb up the hill. And again, it's how much you keep it planted coming over this top section. Group 4 soft tyres, should be able to go flat out most of the way here. Maybe a little lift into this turn, yeah. Maybe so, Pezza, but if you streamed, oh, Sorty wasn't happy with the lap, quit back to the pits. See, if you were here, Pezza, I had your little pop ready to go as well. For you being on comms for streaming. But you weren't here, so no pop. So France comes down the hill now. See what kind of a time they can set. I would say you're going to see a lot of overtake opportunities coming up just into this turn after the kink. Down the hill. Bit of slipstream in the race. Looks like France is going to set the lap anyway. Into the last turn. Nails the exit. And for the first lap we have a 2:14 flat. We've Quinny coming over the line now for ART. And we have a 2:15.1. We've got Lango coming across the line now. Probably going to be a bit slower. We have a 2:17. CJMR, a 2:14 as well, goes into second place. Matt, a 2:15.6. Mr. Kyle, a 2:16. Lango sets a 2:17 as well. And Toby coming across the line, a 2:16 as well. So I believe all the ART team have set their laps. Nobody approaching the line now. Sorty's on his outlap. Seagull on his outlap, so Slammer and Old Banger. So everyone on the outlap. So let's get a quick review then. So France, a 2:14 flat. 2/10 further back, then we've got CGMR for ART. Quinny and P3 then with a 2:15. 2:15 for Matt. 2:16.5 for Mr. Kyle. 2:16.6 for Toby. And a 2:17.1 for Lango. So Sorty starting his flying lap. Very nice livery, I have to say. Any P1R lads in the chat, let me know who did the livery. Oh, a bit wide. Willie Carrot, no, he quits back to the pits. He's running out of time now. 6.5 minutes gone in the 10-minute slot, so an outlap. Get an outlap done and a flying lap. There's only a 1 minute continuation at the end of this, so you got to factor all that into account as well. So Seagull coming over the top of the hill. What can he do now? In the warm-ups there was a couple of 2:13s on the board, so can anyone match that now in quali? He goes purple by 1/10. And he absolutely sends it down the hill. Let's see what he is now in the next split. We'll find out in a moment as he comes down the hill. Oh, he mustn't have made it around this far in this first lap, so we don't know. Keep us on the edge of our seats. Well, he gets a little bit squirrely coming out of the kink. He won't have time to set another lap, so this is going to be it for Seagull. He's well ahead of time, approaching the line now. Is it going to be a 2:13? A 2:13.9 puts him into first place. Great lap by Seagull. Let's see what Slammer can do. Will P1R be able to lock out the front row? The first three slots in quali get some points. No, so we still have an ART driver in third place. So right now ART are picking up some points for quali. Let's see what Old Banger can do. We've one car starting a lap as well. So Old Banger coming into the last turn now. Looking like could set a good time. 2:15.2 for Old Banger. Let's see what Unfazed can do. Will Sorty get around in time? 30 seconds left. Yeah, he'll get around in time. Just. Might be cutting a fine. Hey, Neon. What's up? How are you, dude? So let's see what Unfazed can do. Taking any more hammers to some keyboards, Neon. And a 2:15. So let's see, Sorty now. Last person out on track. Don't know if he's going to have enough time to finish the lap. Touches the wall. Might be cutting a fine. Neon. Three bangs of a hammer and the keyboard was still in perfect condition. So don't know what you were changing it for. Pity we can't see the countdown timer for quali, because I'd say it's getting close. Very close. Let's see, will he make it over the line? Coming into the last turn, gets it a bit sideways. I'd say he is racing the timer. And he gets it into P4. So that's it then. We've got another... we took up the full time, in fairness. So let's look at the countdown then. We have Seagull, P1, with a 2:13.9. Only one to get into with 2:13. P1R France then in second place, and ART getting a driver into the points for quali as well. So CJMR with a 2:14.3, great quali time there as well. Sort then with a 2:14.7. Next we've got Slammer with a 2:14.8 and Quinny with a 2:15.1. So another ART driver up there. Next we got two P1R drivers, so 2:15.2 for Old Banger, 2:15.3 for Unfazed. Then we've Matt with a 2:15.6, Mr. Kyle 2:16.5, and then Toby and Lango finishing out the top 12. Great quali by everybody. And time is up. So let's see what we got. Going to be an interesting race, that's for sure. 21 laps. Let's just remind ourselves what we got. So again, the Group 4 Ferrari Mount Panorama, 21 laps. I think that afternoon progression with 5 times is going to be interesting because, yeah, going to have a nighttime race at some point. Your messages are not coming through, Neon. I'm finding that sometimes with YouTube lately. The messages can be funny. You've got to kind of quit the stream and go back in again. Hey Shuby, how are you? I just realised I have the chat on top chat, so hopefully I haven't missed anybody. I'll just scroll back up a bit there. I think I got everyone else that came in. Neon, it's there but not. What does that mean? Kind of is, but it isn't. One minute to start. Yes, Pez, you're blue. Because I was looking and saying there ain't a mod to be had. Everyone's ticking in, say they're ready. All good. Right, we'll give everyone a second, get this race underway. It's always an interesting start here around Mount Panorama because you have a very short start-finish straight into a right-hand turn and then a very long straight. So, yeah, can make for some interesting moves into the first turn. We wish everyone good luck. And the race is about to start. Now, for some reason I've got the lobby music in my ears. Good old Gran Turismo. And we have 5 lights, and we are away. We've got Seagull and France then, side by side coming into the first turn. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Will they all make it through okay? Seems to be the case. Everyone's coming out clean. No drama. All seems to be steady enough coming through here. All the ART lads right at the back there coming around as well. Nice flying shot for them. So first climb up the hill, or up the mountain. We still have P1R Seagull in first place. Oh, is that a little touch of the wall? See, CJ is coming under pressure now from Sorty. It's going to be an interesting run down into the downhill section. Hard to make a move there though. Oh, and we've got France going a little bit wide. Going to have dirty tyres now. Going to have to hit the brakes a bit earlier. It's allowed CJMR to come right up behind. And now CJ has gone from being under pressure from Sorty behind to putting pressure on France. Will he get a good run? Oh, France gets a bit sideways out of the turn. And he's got the run on him. He's got the inside line down into the kink here as well. Jacko! Welcome in, dude. CJ's up into P2. Will he be able to hold us? Seagull is flying away. Oh, and Sorty gives a little bit of a bump then to France. Teammates working together. It is team racing after all. We've got a little bit of off track. Oh, and we've already got someone into the pits. One of the P1R boys getting the Slammer and Old Banger and Unfazed, getting off the hard tyres quick. So 1 lap on the hards into the pits. So end of lap 1, we've got Seagull nearly a 3-second lead already over France. Has half a second over Sorty. CJMR right behind, and then Quinny right there as well. So close enough pack there, all going for P2. Seagull with a commanding lead already on the medium tyres as well. So run down all this pack is on the mediums down to P5. We've got Matt then for ART on the mediums as well. Toby also on the mediums. Slammer, Old Banger and Unfazed all came in off the hards. And we've got Mr. Kyle for ART and Lango for ART. So everyone right now is on the medium tyres. As we go back down the mountain, Seagull is absolutely flying out ahead. 3.2 seconds out in front now. I think the main battle we've got going on right now is with CJ against Sorty. Will he be able to get the slip? Don't think so. I think Sorty's got too much of a slip ahead from France. Guys are very close coming into the kink through here. Three and a half seconds now to P1. Can anyone catch Seagull? He is flying. So So it'll be interesting to see now what way the strat goes for these guys. So if the hard tyres are a 1 lap only, is it going to be medium for 10, 11 laps, maybe 12 laps? Get a 1 lap flyer on the hards and then finish on the softs. Be interesting to see what everyone does. Right, a gap forming now already. So second, third and fourth all really close together. Quinny then falling off the pack just a little bit, 1.6 seconds behind, but he is 3.3 seconds to Matt behind him. Another 2.5 seconds back to Toby. And then Slammer, who's also had a pit, so he's got to stop out of the way. 15.8 seconds to Toby. Unfazed and Old Banger right on each other. And then we've got a little bit back to Kyle and Lango. Well behind. So Seagull really extending that gap in this first stint already. Fastest lap at 2:14.6, which was close enough to most of their quali times as well. As France, Sorty and CJ all really close together in that pack. So the slip really working for Sorty to defend as well. So he's able to catch up with France, but he's able to defend against CJ coming down here also. And they're slowly dropping Quinny as well. There doesn't seem to be any kind of fuel saving or tyre saving going on. It's all out. As we see Seagull right up ahead there in the lead. So the last lap now, we've dropped Quinny by about a second in a lap here, so obviously having some trouble. Really nice livery, I will say, on the ART car. But close racing, not a whole lot of opportunity for overtaking up the mountain, so it's just a case of hanging on and staying as close as you can. There is a bit of a gaggle of cars a little further back, so Slammer unfazed, Old Banger and Mr. Kyle really after catching up there. Lango's after falling off the back a little bit again, so 6.5 seconds off Mr. Kyle. But there's definitely a battle here, and also here as well. CJ able to get close enough here now to Sorty. He's definitely closer now than he has been. 2/10. What's it going to be like into the braking zone? Not quite close enough, but definitely after closing that gap. Oh, and Sorty goes wide. And CJ takes the place. Great move. Let's take a look at that. So CJ nails the braking. Sorty just gets a bit squiggly on the curbs, goes wide. Nothing he can do. Keep it clean, get through. So that brings CJ up into P3, 1.3 seconds to France. Will he be able to hold off Sorty? There's only 3/10 behind. Quinny still hovering around the 2.5 second mark, just behind as well in P5. So I see Slammer now has narrowed the gap to Toby. It was around 18 seconds, it's now down to 12.5 seconds. So definitely after coming off those hards, the pace is quick. And Mr. Kyle must have had a mistake somewhere, because he's after falling behind Lango as well. So what can CJ do now in P3? Back up to P3 where he started the race. Absolutely flying down the mountain. Takes a wider entry into that turn, but lets him get the power down versus Sorty. And he widens the gap just ever so slightly. Maybe just gives him enough of a run to hold him off coming down the mountain. 5.5 tenths, and the slip is starting to take effect now, and that gap is starting to come down. The gap out the front though, Seagull 4.4 seconds out of France in P2. Seagull is absolutely flying. No real difference in the tyres. Same back to CJ and Sorty. Matt's out on his own there. 5 seconds to Quinny, 3 seconds to Toby. Oh, and it's getting close here now again. 2.8 second, or 0.2 of a second. As CJ sets his best time. Is Sorty going to send it? No, he backs out. Thought about it. He did think about it. He was catching, went purple. Thought about it, but probably best to back out. Believe on track, this is really the closest battle we've got. Going back down to unfazed. It's a P1R. Gaggle of cars there between unfazed, Slammer and Old Banger. But I think that's just a team run. Back to the main team versus team action is the battle for P3. So CJ starting to eke out a bit of a gap now. Has it up to 6 tenths. Just enough to be comfortable coming into the braking zones. But Seagull really is the one. Down to a 14.2. There's only 3 tenths off his quali time. Bearing in mind, quali was on softs. He's on worn mediums with half a tank of fuel. So really starting to bring that pace down. As he goes purple in sector 1 again. Unrelenting pace by Seagull. And France, close enough in pace, but just that 3 or 4 tenths each lap. Built up to a 5 second gap for Seagull over 7 laps. Oh, CJ and Sorty get close. Not really a place to overtake up the mountain here though. Unless someone makes a mistake. And I don't want to give him a commentator's curse. So down into a heavy braking zone, but really, if you were to send a wheel up the inside there, it's only going to work out badly for both of you. Oh, and a 1 second penalty by Sorty. What happened there? As he went purple over the mountain. Oh, just gets a bit out of shape. And does he cut the inside here? Yep, just gets the wheel off track there. It's such an unfair penalty, I believe, but it is what it is. So that's really going to give CJ a bit of breathing space now. 2 seconds and growing coming down the mountain. Let's see now, can CJ put the head down and start reeling in France up ahead. 2.7 seconds. Does Quinny have a chance here? 1.6. Probably not close enough to really capitalise on the mistake by Sorty. Let's go back down the grid, see what else is going on. We've got Matt all in the zone. Toby holding that gap to around 12 seconds now. Unfazed was starting to reel him in a little bit, but it's settled down a bit. Again, Unfazed, Slammer and Old Banger all setting lap times around the 2:15s, so probably a second off the pace of the lead guys anyway. And then we've got 2:17s and a 2:27 for Mr. Kyle. CJ really pulling out a gap now, 2.8 seconds. Raymond, go P1R. Wish I could have joined this. Well, at least you're here now anyway. Yeah, Ty, I know what you mean. It's an unfortunate placing of the penalty line, because it really, the penalty that they got for that, when you're inside those walls coming down the mountain, is there a need for a track limit such as that? But yeah, CJ's got a bit of breathing space and allows him to just settle down a bit now and start putting the laps in. So Quinny again down in P5, Matt in P6, Toby in P7. So what have we got then so far? We've got P1R 1, 2 and 4, and ART 3, 5 and 6 and 7. So given the current situation, I know that Unfazed and Slammer and Old Banger have already hit the pits, so they'll climb back up the standings when the first round of pits come in for the rest of the teams. But good showing so far from the ART boys. Now, got anyone close on track? Everyone's gapped themselves out a little bit. God, it's really after settling into some gaps. Mr. Kyle had 2 bad laps, a 2:27 and a 2:32, so a few mistakes made there. Even looking on the track map, all the gaps have eked out a bit. Seagull's pace though, all really mid 2:14s, 2:14.5, 2:14.3, 2:14.2. Serious pace. CJ has managed to eke out that gap a little bit more, so 2.2 seconds now back to Sorty. I think we're going to have to wait for the pits for a bit more action. Unfazed now is really starting to gap the guys a little bit. Slammer and Old Banger. did Old Banger make a mistake? Yeah, he did 2:19 the last lap. So 3 seconds off his normal pace. Must have had an error somewhere along the way, maybe a penalty. So we're approaching the halfway mark. Guys still with quarter tanks of fuel and decent tyres. So nothing forcing them into the pits yet. As the gap now dropped by about 3/10 between Sorty and CJ. Seems to be the closest pace for pace race that we have on track right now for the race for P3. Really close, with Sorty getting a 2:14 in that last lap. Lovely view there over the mountain, actually. That's what we're looking at now, the view, while we're waiting for everyone to catch up again. So we'll go back to Seagull. I wonder, will he come into the pits now? Perhaps do his one lap hard run, then finish out the race in softs. Can definitely see some 2:13s coming into play, especially for Seagull, given his pace on the mediums. Although I do see that he must have had a bit of a mistake in the last lap. He said a 2:15.0. For anybody else, that'd be absolutely perfectly fine. But for the pace that he's setting, that's about half to 3/4 of a second off his normal pace. Will we see him dive into the pits, or will he go another lap? He's not shaping up for the pits anyway. Nope, goes again. He's at another quick lap at 2:14. So still nobody into the pits. CJ is stretched that lead a small bit, 2.4 seconds now. Quinny is very comfortable over Matt, who's got Toby, his teammate, catching him 1.9 seconds. Unfazed now has brought that gap down to 9.1 seconds, 9.2 seconds after the pits, so he's going to have a good advantage over Toby when Toby does pit. And Old Banger and Slammer are very close together now. As Old Banger goes purple through Sector 1. The slip helping him down the long straight there as he starts climbing the mountain. Marshals have a easy job this race so far. Get a cockpit view. Oh, as Old Banger touches the wall, maybe he knew we joined him on board. Definitely a tough braking zone down into this section. And as those tyres start to scream a little bit, it becomes even more difficult. So CJ's gap to Sorty holding solid, really, around 2.2 seconds. This gap now between Old Banger and Slammer really seems to be the closest on the track so far. And still nobody pits. How far are they going to go on these medium tyres? If the mediums are doing handy 11-12 laps before they get to 50%, the softs must be able to do what? 8-9 laps maybe on a soft run. Old Banger getting close now, 3/10. Will he get close enough to go for a move? Or will they just play the team game, work together? Very close now up the mountain. Can be a difficult place to follow when you've got a face full of someone else's bumper. Oh, as Mr. Kyle hits the pits off the mediums. We've Seagull coming down the hill now. I wonder will he take this opportunity now to get into the pits. Yes. So we've got the front runner, leader of the race, into the pits now. With 11 litres of fuel left. France in after him, CJ in after him. Oh, Sorty goes for an overcut, potentially. Maybe feels he's got the pace to keep going. Quinny's in as well. Sorty takes over the lead of the race. Matt's in. Seagull's out on the hards for his 1 lap sprint. Didn't take any fuel yet, so just a quick tyre change. And he's still in P2. Same for Francis, same for CJ. And unfazed after all that. Takes up P5. With the fuel running low for him though. Let's see what Sorty can do with a bit of clean air. Maybe he's thinking track position. CJ's coming out, cold hard tyres. Sorty might switch now, do an extra lap on the mediums, switch to softs perhaps. Try and keep track position. Let's see what happens. Close on the line coming across there. Hopefully not another penalty. Doesn't seem to be. So it's going to be an interesting gap to keep an eye on now between CJ and P4 and Sorty now in P1. If he comes into the pits, what tyre will he choose? He'll have to refuel anyway, whatever he does. And he's in, so let's keep an eye on CJ then, coming down the hill. Potentially into the pits again himself. Yep, Seagull's in. France is in, and CJ's in as well. So what's Sorty going to do? This is going to be an interesting stop, because he can refuel now. Because CJ's going to have to fuel up for his soft stint. How much fuel is he going to put in? He'll probably fuel up now until the end of the race, so he doesn't have to do it again. Out he goes on the softs. So Sorty's doing it the other way around. He's going to run the softs now and do a last lap stop for hards and hope that the track position keeps his position. Interesting. So what's the gap looking like? 19 seconds. Oh, and a penalty for cutting the line. Where did that happen? In or out? Did he already have it when he came out the pits? Yeah, must have cut the line going in. Oh, very unfortunate. So let's see what kind of pace the guys can do on soft tyres. Seagull is hunting down Quinny. Down to 1.7 seconds now. The extra speed that he carries through that section absolutely sends it. So much confidence coming down there. So Quinn will have to pit again. He's on his softs now. He's doing a medium soft hard run. So he'll have to pit again. So this isn't for a net position, but it's still for a position on track right now. You never know, anything can happen when you're overtaking a car on track. Oh, Seagull mounts the curb a bit. He's not flying up to Quinny through these sections of the track anyway. But he does go 2/10 purple. Definitely going to be a 1:13 or a 2:13 lap here for Seagull if he can dispatch Quinny without any bother. Probably going to catch him at the wrong time coming down the mountain. He's going to have to back out. As he goes 6/10 purple. But yeah, not going to be able to take his normal lines or pace down this section. Yeah, as we see him backing out a bit coming down here. I imagine he'll get by him pretty handy now. And yeah, Quinny doesn't put up much of a fight. Again, not really for a net position, so no point. Even with that hold up coming down the mountain, Seagull is a second faster than the fastest time right now. Oh, Quinny's not giving it to him. As they go side by side. Bit late on the brakes. Kept it clean. As we have a new fastest lap of the race, Seagull with a 2:13.5. Oh my god. 4/10 faster than quali. So let's see what Sorty is doing, down to a 2:14.1. There's a race for a net position for P4, 2:14.4, but that 2:28, that 3-second penalty for CJ coming out the pits is going to put him behind Sorty on the track unless he can put some really good laps down now. So let's see what else is going on. Old Banger, Slammer and Unfazed were the three that pitted first off of the hard tyre onto the mediums, and they're all on the soft now, so they're going to be in around this position anyway. Matt, similarly, I think, has done all his pits as well. Toby, Lango and Mr. Kyle. Again, with a mistake somewhere along the way, did 2:20 in the last lap there. So let's see, can Siegel put in an even quicker time? No, he's 2 tenths down. He's missing the slip, I suppose, that he would have got from Quinny on the straight sections, whatever he was held up in. But then he's a clean run through those few corners, so he might still get a quicker time than a 2:13.5, which is amazing to think when you look at the quali times. 13.2. Oh my god. Oh, and he goes a bit wide out of turn 1. Keeps the foot down though. And no penalty for going wide there either. So France was P2 on the road, but he had a couple of laps there. He had a 2:22 the lap after his out lap, so nearly 8 seconds off the pace. Wonder, he must have had an accident somewhere. Maybe he had a 3-second penalty as well, we just didn't catch it. So that could jeopardise his P2. We'll see. Might bring him into play for himself and CJ to battle it out. Be interesting, because I believe France still has to do another pit. CJ setting some solid times, low 2:14s. So, but I think Sorty still has him though. He's setting quicker times, the clean air, clean track. Siegel with a relentless pace, really. Like, he's been completely out there on his own when it comes to the lap times that he's setting. Going to be another 2:13 now again. As we head over the line to begin lap 18. 4 laps remaining. Yep, so a 2:13.8, but then as he starts feeling the effects of those soft tyres starting to wear a bit. Actually, when you look at the wear that was on the mediums to the softs, the softs are wearing a lot faster than I anticipated they would. So let's see what's gone out on track. A lot of individual runners. Old Banger still heading up the triple threat. Old Banger, Slammer and Unfazed. All still running in the same order out of the pits from that first lap pit off the hards. And then we've got 4 ART lads in between 9th and 12th, so we've only got Quinny and CJ from ART that are 5th or above. And then we'll see what way Quinny ends when he pits off with this soft tyre onto the hard. As the sun starts going down on the mountain. So I'd imagine Sorty is going to bring it right up to lap 20, probably pit at the end of lap 20 and just do lap 21 on the hards perhaps. He's got enough fuel, I'd say, to do the rest of the race. Just has to get onto that mandatory tyre. So as we enter this last phase of the race, do we have a vote for driver of the day? Anyone want to throw their ideas into chat for who they believe was driver of the day so far? A couple of laps left to go. I won't try and influence the vote. Gray for driver of the day. I'm in the driver's seat, Pezza, thanks. Still some very consistent lap times from CJ there. Pigeon, Sticky Moss. Pigeon, Jesus. That took me a second. I'd say Siegel might retake the lead before Sorty goes into the pits. .6 seconds now. I'd imagine Sorty do one more lap on these soft tyres and then last lap on the hards. Siegel's already done his 2 stops anyway, I believe. Didn't he do a one? He did a 1 lapper on the hards too. So as we start lap 20, 1.3 seconds back to Siegel. Quinny has a 1.7 gap to France behind. So I believe apart from Siegel, Sorty, Quinny and France all have to do an extra pit, do they? Maybe France doesn't actually. CJ doesn't, he's done his 2 pits. Well, we're going to find out soon enough anyway. Because it's either this lap or none. France did his too, did he, Stiggy? You're keeping a closer eye on it than I am. Right, so position on the road then still probably going to be Siegel, France. And then it'll just depend where Sorty comes back out. And CJ then will probably stay ahead of Quinny. So will P1R be able to get a 1, 2, 3? It really has started getting dark on this last lap. Second last lap. There's some shots there now, looking at the lights coming down the track. Make you wonder what it'd be like to race these 24-hour races or the 12-hour races. As Sorty comes in, and Siegel retakes the lead again. I wouldn't say there'd be any fuel for Sorty. He's got enough to do his last lap anyway. Change onto those hards, get the lap done. And with the last lap starting, Quinny's in. What will CJ be able to do now? Sorty's already exiting the pits. No, could be close. He's exiting the pits now, but he's going to have cold hard tyres. Oh, is it too much? Yeah, probably going to be too much. 5.5 seconds. Yeah, Tiger, I'd agree. I believe Sorty and CJ have they've had the closest racing of anyone so far anyway in the race, but yeah, I think Sorty nailed it. That extra lap on the mediums just allowed him to get that gap. Gives it a 1-2-3 for P1R though. But I have to say, CJ's done an amazing job this race. So we'll join Siegel as he finishes off his victory lap with an 8-second gap. Untouchable, really. Just relentless pace for the whole race. I think from the word go, first turn, took a 6/10 lead going down the first back straight, and there was no catching him after that. And as we come around the last turn, it is first place for P1R Siegel. And we've got France for P1R as well in P2. CJ brought it down, all the same though. Sorty with a 3.3 second gap managed to hold off till the end. So 1-2-3 for P1R, Sorty, and CJ. Have to say, great race by CJ and Quinny to bring it home in fourth and fifth for ART. A whole 8 seconds ahead of the next driver, which is Slammer and Unfazed. Then we've got Old Banger coming across the line for P1R around the last turn. We've got Matt for ART, and then around the last turn for ART as well, Lango. And as Toby rounds the final turn, I think Mr. Kyle has a little bit to go. Officials in as well, lurking. Stevie, I'd agree with what Tiger said as well. I think Sorty changing the strat was what got him the podium. CJ did the overtake on the road, which gave him a shot, but that penalty, as Stigma said, that's what cost him. He would have it would have been side by side on that last lap if he had that 3 seconds back. But yeah, great race by Siegel. I think between Sorty and CJ, they can split driver of the day. It was a good race. But yeah, as Mr. Kyle finishes up his race, thanks very much for joining in tonight. Does he do a bit of showboating to finish off what happened there? I think he just decided to take the long way around coming home. He comes to reverse over the line. The ultimate showman. I think we got to give Mr. Kyle driver of the day for that. Oh. Well done, well done. Victory for Seagull. Seagull, France, and Sortie. Well done. Congratulations. Results. 4-second penalty at the end for Mr. Kyle. And yeah, so that rounds up match day 1 for the CTC. It's going to be another 3-4 weeks until we got match day 2s. So keep an eye on the CTC Discord if you're not in it already, which I assume most of you are, but anyway, the joining link is down in the description. Jump in, keep an eye on what's going on. If you're not part of a team already, join a racing team, take part in the CTC. Why not? Thanks, Petrol. Yeah, epic finish by Kyle. Just couldn't have done any better. Thanks, Stevie. Hope you all have a good time. And yeah, we'll chat to you all in the next one. I'll probably be back in the next round covering one of the races as well. But again, between Jaeger, Croentis, and Shikuka, we'll have it all covered. So keep an eye out on the CTC Discord for who's streaming, etc, etc, etc. Good night, all. Have a good one.